Hi everybody, welcome back to Ulysses Skatepark in Golden, Colorado. In my last video I showed you my warm-up from here where I did all of the basic tricks 5 times each. Today I'm showing you my session on the mani pad here, which is a great mani pad for me, perfect height for what I need, and a lot of fun. I started things off there with just a couple ollies on and ollies off just to get warmed up and kind of feel out the mani pad. But then there on that last one, as soon as I go for an actual manual, what do? I clip my back trucks, of course. Since it had been so long since I'd been to a skate park at all and worked on a mani pad, it took me a while to dial in doing a manual across this thing. I just was kind of afraid of committing to it. I was worried again about clipping those trucks, but eventually I got a little closer. And when I started tail scraping, I kind of knew that I was getting closer because then I've got the weight back far enough. Now all I have to do is really fine-tune the balance. And there we are, finally locking one in with good balance all the way across, and I was feeling good about that. So as I pulled up to stop this run, I figured do something in a line, put in a little finger flip. So I got that one, so now it's time to move on to the next manual, the nose manual. And it took a while again to dial these in. Not as much about jumping up there and landing in a nose manual. I kind of got that one a little quicker. But then getting off the mani pad was a challenge because I really wanted to do it cleanly without clipping my back wheels, but I have a really hard time with that. But that was okay because just rolling across a mani pad in a nose manual felt great. I was really happy to be doing just that alone because it had been so long since I've been able to do this at all. And even if they're sloppy, even if I go back to my back wheels and then kind of pop off like I did there, I don't really care too much because I love doing nose manuals so much. Just that feeling is so good that this was already a win right here. But I'm trying to keep my weight more forward and keep that weight on the nose so that I can lift the back wheels as I come off. I never really got it, but I got pretty close. That one was pretty decent. Trying to just hold that position and keep the tail of the board up so that the wheels won't clip the edge. But I was getting to the point where I could tell that that wasn't going to happen, so then I decided to go to a nollie front shove out, which I really like. I've always liked this trick, even on flat ground. And I got a couple of them. None of them were super clean, but that doesn't really matter because just rolling away is good enough. So I had exhausted all my manual tricks, so now it was time to use the edge of this mani pad, and I love this height again for practicing grinds that I can do. So mostly it's front side and back side 50-50s. And I was kind of surprised how many tries it took me to actually get into a backside 50-50. I used to consider myself pretty good at these, and being away from any ledges or any grindable stuff for a long time kind of took those away. And I had a nice fall there. It was just a stupid looking fall. Those things happen. But eventually, we get back to actually starting to lock in some backside 50-50s and riding them all the way out, getting a little better. At the end of this one, for whatever reason, I decided I was going to add another trick, do it in a line, and I tried a kick flip. And even though I didn't land it, that was really close. And so doing a kick flip someday in a line is something I'll probably go for. And then we got a pop shove out right there, one of my favorite combinations to do with a backside 50-50. So now we're going to frontside 50, and frontside 50 went really well. I was able to lock it in right away. I don't know if it's this ledge or if it was me, but frontside 50 was feeling really good. And so since it was feeling really good, I decided I need to do a trick out. I was still a little nervous about frontside 180s with the way my ankles have been. So for whatever reason, I decided, what kind of shove can I do out? Well, when I land in a frontside 50, a lot of times my front foot lands a little bit heavy on the nose. And that made me realize maybe I should do some sort of nollie shove off. And so it started to make sense kind of right away. I was getting pretty good shoves, and I ended up landing a nollie shove out of a frontside 50 a good handful of times. And even though none of them were super clean and not with like big pop or anything, I was just happy to have another trick combination under my belt. And as I was wrapping up the session, I wanted to do one more thing. I wanted to do some sort of trick up this mani pad, since it is just a little bit taller than my mani pad at my local. So I wanted to do a half cab, because I like doing half cabs up things. And I finally got one after not too many tries. And then at the end of this, to make it into a line, I got a little bit of redemption and was super happy to land a heel flip in a line. So there we go. As we head into spring, I hope I can get into more skate park stuff soon. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.